Hello all you knitters and hookers, and welcome back to Ben's Balls of Yarn. In this video I'm wearing solely things I've made, right down to my socks. Unfortunately, all the things I make are quite skimpy and it's very cold, so I'm wearing a tank top and very short shorts. But never mind. It's good to wear things that you make once in a while, isn't it? Otherwise, what's the point of making them? You all really seem to love Bill, who's now hidden here. And it's that time again to make another whip. So, I've got all my whips lined out here, so without any further ado, let me get my tablet, set up the spinner. That's quite a lot of ado, isn't it? And let's make a whip! And by make a whip, I mean maybe unravel it and make it into something else or complete it. I don't know if you can make a whip, just resolve its existence. Okay, so I've got the numbers 1 to 12 minus 3 because Bill the cat was 3. Oop, let's start the spin. Five. Alright, number 5. Where are you, number 5? Ah. Alright, let me tidy everything else away and show you this up a bit closer. I really have no idea what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, so here we have good old number 5. Number 5! I made this ages ago. It's quite pretty. Let me tell you the story behind why I made this. And you might think I'm a bit foolish, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So, maybe 2 years ago, I got really into not using plastic, which I still think is a good thing. I'm not as strict about it these days, but essentially I was growing my own food, and I still am, not very successfully, but I'm, trying to grow my own food, and I wanted to grow some monge too. And for monge too you need a mesh or something for the peas to cling to, so I thought, you know what, I'll just crochet my own mesh. But it has no rigidity to it, obviously, because it's crochet. I don't know why I thought this would work. It's still very pretty, but it's just been sitting in my cupboard for 2 years, not holding peas up. And now I need to think of something to do with it. I really don't want to unravel it because it's complete, so I want to think of something I can do with this without unraveling it at all. Maybe adding to it, maybe doing another panel, maybe making it into a piece of clothing. Let me just put on my thinking cap. I mean, what would this be? A cape? Could it be a cape? Very small, useless cape? Do men even wear capes? I mean, I could start the new trend. I mean, Superman wears a cape, right? I don't really know about this colour on me. I would never ever wear this, would I? It's very pretty though. Thinking maybe I could turn it into some kind of top. Oh, it's very long though. It would be more of a dress on me. I mean, that could work. Guys, I really have no idea what to do with this. I might have to go away and think about it. This is like a toga. I could make it into a toga. That's ridiculous. I think this would make some kind of fabulous... What would these even be? Fabulous. Just fabulousness. Now you may think I've put a t-shirt on underneath this vest, but it's actually a nipple guard. Okay. I've come up with an idea. I've had this lamp by my bed for about 5 years and it hasn't had a lampshade that entire time and it's very bright. Let's plug it in. Ooh, this is giving me all kinds of moody lighting. Okay, see, it's bright, right? It needs a lampshade. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but we're going to turn this into a lampshade. I think it will look really good. And blue isn't typically something I would wear anyway. And I think that maybe the lampshade will perhaps, possibly, cast a nice shadow onto the wall as the light passes through these rhombuses, diamonds, shapes. But I did test this. Let's set it back on again. And it does create a nice blue lighting, which I've heard is relaxing, and it's a better kind of colour light before you go to sleep. I'm not sure if the light is, oh no, it's the opposite of that. It makes you not go to sleep, but it will be relaxing in the morning anyway. My gosh. So I could just scrunch it up like this, but no, we're going to do it sensibly. I don't know how to make a lampshade, and this is, you know, probably a little bit large. So I have two ideas. I've got some wire, so we could try and figure out how to make, you know, like a lampshade out of wire, because I'm not going to buy a DIY lampshade kit. I don't want to spend any more money. Kind of fold this in half and have it going around like this. Actually, it's quite nice like this because the layer on the inside of the pattern kind of lights up from the light, but the outside's dark, so you can still see the pattern twice, like a light version and a dark version. But I think I want to go for something that is far too grand for my tiny bedroom and kind of make this kind of like freestanding tube that wraps all the way around, and it's kind of just like this big statement lamp, and maybe have some kind of diffusion going on with the light somehow. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Ooh. Okay, that works. Right, here's what we're going to do. I have some A3 cardboard. That is just a little bit shorter than my piece here, but maybe I can wrap it over the top. Yes. And as you saw before, or maybe you didn't, but the light does actually shine through this paper, and it's going to diffuse it nicely, so I'm not going to get a super harsh, bright bit of light here. I'm really liking this. I've got my cardboard here, and obviously it's not long enough to make the tube, but perhaps instead of a tube we can do a cuboid. So I'm just going to cut these into rectangles that are 20 this way and as long as this way as they already are. It's going to be nice and simple. So I just need 4 of these. Okay, I've cut my 4 squares and now I'm going to use a bit of masking tape just to tape them along each edge. Isn't this always the way? You do 3 on the right side, and then 1 on the wrong side somehow. See, that's ripped up some of the front of the paper, but maybe we could just put that at the back. I don't want to cut 2 more pieces. And besides, it's going to be covered, so you're not even going to notice. Alright, so we have this massive cuboid now. But as you can see, it kind of just is a bit floppy. I'm going to make some right angled triangles to go in the corners at the bottom, and I'm going to tape them. So that should have a bit more structure to it now. Oop, that's the back. Looking pretty good. I don't know how many minutes we're in, but we're finally actually going to get to some crochet. Every time I get to the end of a ball of yarn, I put it in this bag. Yes. So I had a tiny little bit of this yarn left when I finished this mesh, and I've kept it perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this panel in half so the 2 shorter edges are together, and then I'm just going to single crochet down this edge, and then this edge will be at the back of the lamp so we won't see it anyway. cares? It'd been like this the whole video. Gee, oh my. I'm trying not to blaspheme here, guys. Right, I've single crocheted along here, and I've weaved in the ends, and now I'm just going to slip this over my lampshade. And the excess I'm just going to let drop in to the middle there. And that's it, that's all I'm going to do. Let's see if it actually functions as a lampshade, shall we? I've done it again, I'm an absolute genius. So we're getting towards the end of this video, but just before we do, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my subscribers, because I've now reached over 3,000 subscribers. To kind of mark this occasion of being into 1,000 subscribers, I want to start a Patreon. My idea for this Patreon will be a kind of raffle, and anyone who joins my Patreon will be automatically entered into this raffle. And if you win the raffle, you'll be able to request me to crochet something or knit something for you. It can be something from one of my previous videos, or it can be any request you like. There might be some limits to that. And then I will ship that out to you anywhere in the world you live. I will also film me making this request, which I will upload to my Patreon, so that every month everyone gets something. I'm also considering doing some live videos where we can do some stitch and bitch style sessions together, because I love to crochet with other people, but I can hardly ever find anybody locally to do it with. All that being said, I'm going to have 3 tiers on my Patreon. The supporter tier, which is $1 a month, and you'll be inserted into the raffle 1 time a month. The fanatic tier, which is $3 a month, and you'll be inserted into the raffle 3 times a month. And the addict tier, which is $10 a month, and you'll be inserted into the raffle 10 times a month. So if you're interested in joining the Patreon, there'll be a link below. But if Patreon isn't really your thing, you can also support this channel by tapping that like button and subscribing. If you didn't see my previous WIP video, where we made Bill the cat, you can watch that here. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!